Welcome to World Really Works. I'm Daniel Wright. In 2025, after Donald Trump was elected president of the United States once again, he raised a proposal that quickly drew concern across European capitals, the idea of U.S. control over Greenland.
And we need it for national protection. We need Greenland for national protection. They have a very small population.
At first, many observers treated it as rhetorical excess rather than policy intent. Trump, after all, has long been known for strong language and delayed execution. But by early 2026, that assumption became increasingly difficult to maintain. The European Union began voicing formal opposition, Denmark adopted a noticeably firmer tone, and Trump continued to place Greenland at the center of America's national security narrative. That shift raises a more fundamental question. Why does Trump keep testing Europe's limits on this particular issue? Is military force truly on the table? And what gives him confidence that Greenland is even negotiable? This is often framed as a question of Trump's temperament. In reality, the more important factor is Greenland itself. Before entering politics, Trump was a businessman. And throughout his career, he has tended to avoid direct confrontation, favoring leverage, asymmetry, and pressure applied over time. In this case, what he appears to be targeting is Denmark's hold over Greenland. That hold has never been structurally airtight. In 1721, the Kingdom of Denmark-Norway arrived in Greenland under the pretext of missionary work, marking the beginning of colonial rule. For more than 2 centuries, Greenland had neither self-government nor international legal personality. In 1953, Denmark amended its constitution and unilaterally declared that Greenland was no longer a colony, but an integral part of the Danish kingdom. There was no referendum, no process of national self-determination. It was a purely administrative integration of sovereignty. International legal scholars continue to debate the legitimacy of that transition. And if questions of sovereignty can be described as a historical flaw, Denmark's actions in Greenland have also involved conduct later acknowledged as serious violations of indigenous rights. During the 1960s and 1970s, Denmark implemented a now documented forced contraception program. Approximately 4,500 Greenlandic women were implanted with intrauterine devices, many of them minors, without informed consent from themselves or their guardians. The stated objective was population control. In 2022, the Danish government formally apologized and launched compensation and investigation procedures. Earlier still, beginning in the 1950s, Greenlandic children were relocated to Denmark in an effort to create so-called Danish integrated elites. The outcome was cultural rupture and long-term identity loss, a policy now widely regarded as a serious human rights violation. Against this background, Greenland gradually moved toward decolonization. In 1979, it obtained home rule. In 2009, Greenland's Self-Government Act included a sentence of particular importance. The people of Greenland constitute a people with the right to self-determination. Within the United Nations framework, the combination of people and self-determination carries clear legal implications. Bosnia, South Sudan, Kosovo all followed variations of this pathway. This is the legal and political space that Washington appears to be studying most closely. Separating Greenland from Denmark would not necessarily begin with force, but with legal sequencing and procedural legitimacy. And the United States has not confined itself to rhetoric alone. According to Reuters, U.S. officials have repeatedly discussed a plan to bypass Denmark entirely and provide direct payments to Greenland's residents. Not negotiating sovereignty, not declaring annexation, but addressing the population itself. The proposal is unusually specific. A one-time payment of between $10,000 and $100,000 US per person, a total population of roughly 57,000, and a maximum cost of approximately $5.7 billion. What does $5.7 billion represent for the United States? less than the cost of a single Ford-class aircraft carrier. A fraction of annual U.S. military aid to Ukraine, yet potentially securing a permanent strategic foothold in the Arctic. From a cost-benefit perspective, the calculation is straightforward. This is why tariff threats and military signaling function primarily as leverage, not endpoints. Taken together, the trajectory of U.S. policy becomes easier to anticipate. Legal mechanisms first, deterrence as pressure. The European Union, of course, objects, but in practice, Europe relies on the United States for security, depends on American markets economically, and is poorly positioned for a sustained confrontation over Greenland. This is why the Greenland issue is not an emotional diplomatic dispute, but a strategically calculated contest of power. What Trump says today, walks back tomorrow, or reframes the day after does not alter the underlying logic. Because what ultimately drives this issue is not rhetoric, but fractures left by history and decisions made by those who hold power. This is World Really Works. See you next time.